Hello, welcome to Kevin's Corner, and this is the 18th day of November in 2025, and I'm coming to you this morning to speak briefly from 1 John chapter 1, verse 4. John is teaching us how to have fellowship and experience joy with the Father. In 1 John 1:4, he says, "We are writing these things so that our joy may be complete." So fellowship with the Father through the Son leads to fulfilling joy. And this is the contentment that one feels knowing that God controls all things, that He is altogether trustworthy. We must distinguish between joy and happiness. Our joy is in the Lord. Our happiness is rooted in circumstances. Jesus was concerned that His disciples would experience abounding joy. In John 15, verse 11, He says, "I have told you these things so that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be complete." John 16:24, He says, "Until now you have asked me for nothing in my name. Ask, and you will receive, so that your joy may be complete." John 17:3, "Now I am coming to you, and I speak these things in the world, so that they may have my joy completed in them." Certainly, we must know that Christ wants us to experience fulfilling joy. The fullness of joy is not always a given for the Christian. Joy evades us when we try to find joy in circumstances and in things and people of this world. Even Christians must face the reality that our capacity for joy is affected by our emotions and our moods, our external circumstances over which we may have no control. But as Christians, it is very sad if we are apathetic about the loss of our joy. We must diligently seek to reclaim our joy when the enemy snatches it from us. Charles Spurgeon said, "If any of you have lost the joy of the Lord, I pray you do not think it a small loss." We must deal with sin if we are to maintain a relationship with God. So 1 John 1:5 says, "This is the message that we have heard from Him and declare to you. God is light, and there is absolutely no darkness in Him." So John is not sharing an opinion. This is the message that God has given him to share with us. God has revealed something about His own nature through the Word. Light, by definition, is the absence of darkness. God is light, and in Him is no darkness at all. There's a completeness in saying there is no darkness at all. God is light, absolute, unblemished light. God is perfect in all of His attributes. This concept speaks clearly of the purity of God. God is sinless, and we are not. 1 John 1:6 says, "If we say we have fellowship with Him, and yet we walk in darkness, we are lying, and we are not practicing the truth." And there are many who claim to have fellowship with God who do not. They're holding to a form of godliness but denying its power. Perhaps they are genuinely convinced that they have a relationship, and so they are compelling in their claim. However, many are unaware of their true spiritual condition. They claim to be saved, and they know they prayed a prayer of repentance at some point, and yet there's no continuity in their fellowship with God. And when John declares that such people walk in darkness, he is referring to a consistent pattern, a certain direction that these false Christians are pursuing. This walk is a journey. And John isn't talking about a stumble or a trip or an unexpected lapse in their relationship with God. He's referring to a lifestyle that implies that a relationship has been severed. Habitual, unrepentant sin separates us from God. If God is light and in Him is no darkness at all, it is not possible to have fellowship with Him if we choose to walk in perpetual darkness. A true Christian may find his fellowship disrupted because he has fallen or stumbled upon a dark path. But after discovering that he has deviated from the truth, he will earnestly seek to restore his relationship, his fellowship with God. John calls it as it is. He sees things in black and white. He does not attempt to comfort or to extend tolerance to those who make a false claim. We are to avoid any false claims by stepping out of darkness and choosing to walk in the light as he is in the light. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy day and allowing me to share with you from Kevin's Corner. Please help me share truth with others by liking and sharing this video. Also, please subscribe to Kevin's Corner on YouTube and Substack. And until next time, live bravely and courageously.